Hey, everybody. I am delighted to have Sam with me today. Sam, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Rahul.
Thanks for being with me.
Absolutely.
Now, Sam, you recently joined us.
Yes, I did.
Right? And
Yeah.
you've joined our finance organization.
That is correct.
Right now, for those of you that don't know, the finance organization at Mawson Infrastructure Group, we have a number of different facets. Everything from capital markets.
That is correct.
To investor relations, to FP&A, to accounting, to audit, to internal controls.
Financial reporting.
Right, financial reporting.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on
Yeah,
and on, right?
I agree.
Now, finance, in my view, is a force multiplier for the organization.
Absolutely.
Right? Because we're a public company.
That is correct.
Our North Star is to create shareholder value. And, a key aspect of that is making the right financial decisions. How do we think about ROI? How do we think about, allocating our resources? Where do we believe will sort of be the best way for us to approach new technology, new facilities, new sites? And you obviously, are a core part of that, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about, you have an extensive, an illustrious finance background.
That is correct.
Walk me through why you decided to be part of the team at Mawson Infrastructure Group.
That's a great question, Rahul. And for me, I look at it from two perspectives. One, the industry and the space, right? You hear AI, HPC, just to be part of that, space. And a lot of leaders have also described it as the industrial revolution. And being part of that movement, I think, is very fascinating and interesting for me. Now, the second part of it is the people at Mawson, right? Whilst trying to apply for the role, I spoke with you, under the leadership of Sandy and Stephanie. I think, the wealth of experience in the finance team, I think, is very, very, very solid. So that put together with the space, I think, just made it an easy call for me to join the company.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, as you think about the organization moving forward, right, and you think about how we think about, whether it's operating capital, right, or capital expenditures, we're in the physical infrastructure industry, right? So we build these compute resources in these, and increasingly so, what are going to be sort of, what people call AI factories, right? Where we create these sites that are next to abundant power, that are connected to fiber with low latency. A real priority for us here is around, carbon zero energy.
That is correct.
Right?
Yeah.
And, we're fortunate that, over 90% of our compute capacity is near tech hubs like Pittsburgh, which, as you know, is sort of a growing hub around AI, HPC, right? If you think about the revenue growth of the company, you think about how we've diversified our revenue moving forward. How important do you think that is as we think to build sustainable success for the company?
Yeah, I think it's very important, Rahul, because if you look at the industry itself, right, and which is one of the things we have, like a very strong management team, right? The business is built, with so much agility, quite nimble, right? Basically, so because you can switch and pivot quickly, and it's very essential for this space we operate in, which is why. And that's the other interesting thing about the business, Rahul, because it's a publicly listed company. You can find the financials online. You can go through it. You can read and see, the value we bring to our shareholders. So I think it's very important to stay up to date and, abreast of what is going on, and which is why we have a solid team. Again, I keep going back to the people at Mawson, right? We have a solid team. When we see initiatives, we can easily, evaluate them, come up with, certain metrics to evaluate and see, do we move forward on this? When should we move forward? And the timing, because everything is also about the timing, when you act, so I think it's all very, very interesting, the conversations we have. I recently joined Mawson and I've been part of, more than 3 strategic sessions already, and it's exciting, getting to hear guys from the operations, guys on the ground, the HR, because we're building facilities, we also have to look at the safety of these facilities as well,
of course.
The different aspects of this. carbon zero, it's just exciting, Rahul, and I just love to be part of this team, So yeah, it's quite fun.
No, I'm excited as well. And, I talk a lot about innovation, right? And, one of the things that I'm very proud of, we built this organization that is very performance focused, a real culture around how can we get better. Yet, as you know, we're very collaborative in nature, right? We come together all of the time. We generate new ideas. We analyze them. We think about, what makes most sense for us as a company, and then we drive together, as we chart our path moving forward, right? In your view, and you have a fresh perspective on this, this balance that we've been able to create between a culture around performance, yet being incredibly collaborative, right? How do you sort of see that playing out?
Well, I think, the collaboration is actually very essential, and with my engagement and conversations around, with the guys of the operations, I think it's very essential, getting to understand the business and then see how we can then move forward, as you said, chart this path forward, developing the business and all across the company, even IT, the teams, when you reach out to them, when you need, especially when you try to understand the business, because one thing you need to also understand is in terms of when we try to make these decisions, when we, initiatives come up, either with Anurag or the team, we tend to analyze these different, ideas and find ways to move them forward and then, chart that path forward and it's just so exciting.
Yeah. Sam, thanks for being with me.
Oh, absolutely. Rahul, thank you for having me.